gonna lie to you. I can name a majority of the countries in the world, but when it comes to like this, or for example, these guys, not that great. Sure, I can get all the mainland continents, all of their countries, but when it comes to these little freaking islands, bro, I don't know what's going on. Anyway, Nigeria, after invading Cameroon and fully annexing them, is going to get themselves another op, and that op is going to be Chad. Okay, so what we see here is like kind of like sub-Saharan Africa forming up against Nigeria. Once again, though, they don't have much interest in that region, so it's kind of futile. Anyway, Nigeria will now carry on operations into Equatorial Guinea. They're gone. They will now invade into the Central African Republic.
Where's your time? You just stop.
Not good, but Nigeria's gonna stop halfway through because they're getting kind of far
Dude,
from their territory.
he's like,
so they split
if you're somebody, you just stop doing this, boy. Stop.
Alright, so now Nigeria has
Stop
spread its
talking like,
Central
nope.
Africa, specifically
Stop
near
talking.
the DRC, and this will be something that we come back to in a little bit. But first, Nigeria is going to go ahead and add 2 more bodies to their list. I want you guys to take a wild guess as to what Nigeria does here.
I
Obviously,
really
they're going to
hate you.
win. Once again,
Stop
Nigeria, in real life, if you really wanted to, you could go out and form a crazy
way.
empire. Of course, the international community would probably step in and stop you, but
I
mean,
want
really,
to
there's
pull
no
you
one
around
that's
from a broken
capable of slowing down
TV.
Nigeria should they go imperial. They would, of course,
I
have to make some
really
changes
hate
first,
you
but it's not possible.
talking
But in this peace treaty here with Gabon and the Republic of Congo, they will only take the northern parts of this country because, once again, they don't want to get too far from their core territory.
I
Now
want to
Gabon
pull you
and
around
the
from
Republic
a
of Congo
broken
are a little bit weaker. They should be fine,
TV.
though. Should be. Alright, so now Nigeria has done a lot, and they're looking very good. However, their expansion has gotten a little controversial, because the DRC just joined in on this block. Now, all of a sudden, this block is going to declare war on Nigeria. Basically, it turns into a coalition. So, Nigeria is going to get jumped by half of Africa. Well, not half of Africa, but you get the point. And unfortunately for Nigeria, their armies are a little bit displaced, a common theme in these videos. Yeah, I'm sorry, it just happens a lot to where, like, my
just jump. The point time. Wait for the right time.
For example, armies being displaced.
Just wait for the right time. Just to jump them.
Jump into Nigeria, and at first it goes very well, specifically in the captured regions over here, in like the Ghana region, and of course over here, where the Nigerians just did a lot of damage to Central Africa. Now, what do we also know is that all their armies are down here. So this little insanity run by the DRC is shortly lived. You know what else is shortly lived? Southern Chad. Nigerian troops start to overrun the area. However, back over here in the west, it's not going so well, as the blue team has just reached the ocean, which means that Ghana is free. And now they are seeping into the north of Nigeria, causing a little bit of a political crisis. Nigerian troops will enter into the DRC, completely disregarding any kind of terrain or environmental challenges here, because I don't roll like that. Chad will continue to be invaded until they're not, and that's because the blue team is once again doing a pretty good offensive over here. Now, the world's looking at this like, Nigeria, are you a fraud? And their response would probably be something like this. No, we have our armies, doing military police stuff, trying to get these areas to settle down and not break away from us right now, because we kind of did go a little too fast. We took too much land at once. And this is something that I kind of reiterate a lot, is that if you take too much land at once, it's probably going to be really hard to assimilate it, and you're going to have to use your military to do so. And if you use your military to do so, you're kind of prone to getting jumped. And that's exactly what happened here. So Nigeria will be like, Algeria, you want to like do something funny? And Algeria is like, yes, I do. So Algeria joins the war. Good morning, my neighbors. A lot of Algeria is here. But this is going to go exactly how you expected. Jumping. They're getting jumped in the Sahara. Algeria joining this war is kind of like a
Nigeria got jumped and
it's just over. Nigeria will start to push back these armies over here because guess what they're doing? They're retreating. And then they'll take back all of their core territory and meet up with Algeria halfway through Niger. See, like, if you don't know the name of these countries, you're probably thinking that I'm speaking a different language. Niger, Algeria, Nigeria. What else is there? Burkina Faso? Like, what kind of name is that? Sorry? Yeah, Mauritania. Just some weird names going on over here. But yeah, the DRC is going to be like, yo, my fault. I'm out. Which is probably the smartest thing they could do, but the Nigerians are going to go ahead and just, like, occupy this region anyway. And then they're going to start to push up into Niger and try to get back some of these areas over here, although they are kind of struggling with the guerrilla warfare happening due to the Ghanaian people from Ghana. They're doing guerrilla warfare because they don't want to get occupied by Nigeria again, although too bad because they just lost. And now Burkina Faso starts getting lit up, and it's pretty much over for the
Yep, it did.
How over is it? Well, Chad just lost its southern part. And that's not good because everyone loves Chad. But now these areas have basically been reduced to nothing. So